Test it. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Alright, so today I don't really hold on. Alright, so I have made a kind of discovery about the self. About myself, I should say. So I'll try to keep this comprehensive for my future self and whoever may be watching. So basically nothing changes. Okay, on every scale. Alright, example, examples, systems, you know, we have the circulatory system, the nervous system, we have systems that make up our daily life. We exist upon systems. We need systems in order to be alive, actually. Yeah. You know, in a system, you know, we have the 20 different parts of our system. It has the authorities, it has the workers, it has the caregivers, those who take care of us when we get sick, like doctors and all those sorts of things. We have the government, we have talking about what is our system now? I guess societal system. I don't know. It's just a normal system, I guess. How do you even say this? Is this a system, right? A type of system I was not describing. So outside of, you know, humanitarian systems, we have trees, we have animals who within themselves have systems that they depend on. And not only that, outside of the immediate surroundings of humanity and of outside of life on earth, it has systems on you know, we have the local system, the solar system, you know, the right. So on every scale, nothing changes on every scale. What I mean by this is that This is a very complex statement. Everything is the same, right? This doesn't really nothing changes on every scale. You know, my brain is a complex system by itself as well. You know, the nervous system. So on every scale, so I forgot was to list those caretakers, because authority, we have so you know, decision makers, right? So there's a lot. What else I could label here? Because and complexes, etc. So we have some examples, different parts of our system, you know, workers and other complexities. Alright. You know, the nervous system, solar system. So tonight I'll get to the reason why I bring this up in a moment. Okay. In a moment, let's take my time on listing different types of systems at the moment. Yeah. What else? What else are circulatory systems? You know, it's a lot of different systems. These are the ones that came to mind at this moment. Right? You know, we have ant colonies. You know, everything is a system. You know, so everything needs everything. You know, so like you building a house, you have the base of the house, you know. Then we have the columns. You know, we have the walls, you know. At the roof, you know, to protect us from the the rain, you know. It have has windows to bring in the sunlight. Alright. So some houses has ACs as well to keep it cool. You know, it has doors so that you could enter. So everything here in our house, everything, hold on, let me move the arrow as well. This is not what I was on. I believe it was brushes. Yeah, brushes. Okay, so everything has a purpose. Now, everything has a purpose, you know. The windows has a purpose. The house, the roof has a purpose. You know, and everything builds off of each other. You know, it has people living inside of the house. They are the caretakers. They take care of the house, maintain it. The house also has rules. The house has decision makers deciding with, you know, how to move forward in terms of what to say, in terms of color the house, doing renovation of the house, making the house bigger, all those things. We have the workers of the house. The workers being like the windows, the AC, the roof, different parts of the house, the actual people who taking care of the house. So everything is a worker. Everything is essentially working, you know. And other complexities in terms of like the material of the walls and the material of the roof that within themselves took mixtures to make the material, and those mixtures also has mixtures. So you see what I'm getting at. Everything is a system, you know. Everything is actually a system. Everything needs everything to work off of each other, you know. House, let's say roof, doors, windows, everything has a purpose. So everything within a house has a purpose. Everything has a purpose, I should say. Not just a house, Everything has a purpose. Roof to keep the rain out. Doors to keep you in and out safely. Windows to let in the sunlight, and walls to keep the house up. Right? Everything has a purpose, everything has depth. Hold on, let me just right? Depth. Right, so it's never just like one thing or like one, it's always depth. It's always a level of understanding, I could always go deeper into anything you really pay a mind to, so it has depth, it has purpose, and everything within that depth has purpose, relative to itself and relative to the outside world. It has purpose. Alright, so hold on, let me just do this over. I don't like how it is kind of overlapping. So it's still overlapping, but whatever. So with that being said, everything has depth. Everything. Right? Everything has depth. Right. So all of these things here makes up a system, it makes a system, makes a home. So we have our cars, we have so many different things. So a person has systems. The human, hold on, let's put our personal systems. The human body has systems, right? The human body has systems. We had a decision making again, caretakers, authority, decision makers, workers, other complexities. So let me just, if I could just make another page within this this spreadsheet here. Okay, I could. Okay, lovely. I mean, no spreadsheet. Okay. We love real estate. Alright. So, just nice. So now that we know everything is a system, Alright, let me just define our system. Okay, so even if you think you're not in a system, you're actually in a system. Alright, just save this document as well. Save it to desktop. I don't know. Let me just put it on. Let me make a new folder. Systems. Yeah. New text. No. Yeah, new text. Okay. I'll edit that later on. So the human body has systems. Had the workers. That is, it have. Oh God. Right. So human body has systems. Without you knowing it, it has systems. You know, even if you don't know it, it's still, even if it's still there. Even if you don't know, it still operates. You know, it's once I'm making the right decisions, it still operates. Just pause here a little bit. Right. So in moving forward now, the mind is a system. Mind and body. Damn, I love that. I love to just do this, you know. Mind and body. Look at this. Look at this. We have mind and body. Right? No. Just right. So mind and body. Body has multiple. I don't even know, like the body, just like everything else, has a complex systems made up of. Oh my god, like shit. Right, so Alright, so let me just pull up a video just to give a kind of summarization of the body. Okay, we have
If you could take a look inside this person riding the skateboard, you would see an amazing team of different body systems working together. Welcome to Moo Math and Science and 11 Body Systems. There are at least 11 body systems that work together to help keep the human body alive. Up first, the integumentary system. It consists of our skin. Our skin is the largest organ of the body. It acts as a barrier which protects us from the outside world, helps prevent water loss, and regulates our temperature, along with allows us to touch our surroundings. The skeletal system is made up of our bones, ligaments which attach bone to bone, tendons which attach muscle to bone, and our joints. The skeletal system helps with movement and protection. The muscular system is responsible for movement inside and out of the body. There are three major types of muscles: skeletal muscles, which are muscles attached to bones; smooth muscles, which are involuntary muscles found inside the stomach, the intestines, and several other places; and cardiac muscle, which are muscles of the heart. The urinary system filters blood through the kidneys, where it works to filter out waste and produces urine. The function of the respiratory system is to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide between the atmosphere and the blood. The lungs are a major organ of this system. The digestive system breaks down food so nutrients can be absorbed by the body. It has three main functions: ingest food, break food down so that nutrients can be absorbed, and eliminate what can't be digested. The endocrine system sends chemical messages throughout the body. This system is composed of glands that produce hormones that act as chemical messengers of the body. For example, adrenaline is a hormone that causes you to have a sudden burst of energy. The reproductive system is responsible for producing offspring. The lymphatic system includes organs and cells that filter lymph and blood and destroy foreign microorganisms. Lymph is the fluid that leaks out of the capillaries. This fluid circulates among the tissue cells and is collected by lymphatic vessels and returned to the veins. The nervous system sends electrical signals throughout your body. These signals may cause your arm to move or your heart to beat. This system is composed of two major divisions: the central nervous system, which is the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which consists of the nerves that branch out from the brain and the spinal cord. The circulatory system pumps blood throughout your body. It consists of your heart, veins that carry blood to the heart, arteries that carry blood away from the heart, and capillaries, which connect the veins and the arteries. Thanks for watching, and remember, kindness multiplies kindness. Be kind to someone today.
Alright, so different parts of the system. That was just let's say everything at depth. So okay. So that was just a little warm up. So, in conclusion, alright, whatever, I say what I say. In conclusion, the mind the mind as I was saying earlier with these systems, is never just one thing. It essentially keeps going and going and going and going and going and going, keep innovating, keeps rebuilding itself, and strengthening itself in the process. So in every direction a system exists. You know, the mind is the most powerful system we have. It it shows us. Yes. No, this is where it gets it's kind of weird. No weird, but it gets to a point where like you can't really use words, you know, because I'll just sit up there like alright, so everything is a system, right? But there are systems that we can't see, you know. There are systems we can't see. Systems we can only like feel, right? You know what I mean? Our mind is the system, is what I should say. You know, I think only way I could really say it. Anyway, back at straight. At this moment in time. Yeah, at this moment in time, that is all I could really say. Our mind is the system. No. How can this be? How can a system exist within a system? Exist within a system? And to that I say, why not? You know? Why not? Um, so let me get back on track. Mine is everything. It is the way we think, the way we talk, and it's the way we walk, it's the way we perceive things. It's the way what you want to say, what you want to think. Mine is everything. Body and mind. Mind. Systems. Systems within it. Right. So the mind has systems within it. This essentially means I get like a feeling like something is the way it is, and then that something, that feeling, come to light. You know? Like I said before, it's not just like words, what could describe it. Alright. So what I just draw here is this is a diagram stating like we live in two places or more all at once. We live in physical, this is what we could see, what we could feel, what we could see, what we could touch, you know, what we eat, day-to-day life, and then we have the inners. This is what we can't see, but instead we have to feel. You know, this would be like when mistakes happen, like, you know, when you drop like something a mistake, or you know, just said something that you didn't mean to say, or like, you know, you hear a noise or something and you can't explain it. So two worlds. Not two worlds really, you know, but alright. How to say this? I was saying earlier, everything is a system, right? And systems don't stop, they keep evolving, and so on. So the mind isn't just like so I was saying is that the mind is somewhat in between these two places all at once somehow. This is why sometimes so-called mistakes happen, quote-unquote mistakes, and this and that and the other. But you can't just be living in the physical alone and expect change. You also have to live in the somewhat reflection. Also have to live in the reflection of yourself, right? Have to live in both places. Both of these connected with the mind. You know? these two, both of them connected with reality. Right? Both of them. Now this is where it gets a little bit weird. So if you're not like connected with so connected with your reflection, but still like how to say it, but you still have a goal in mind, you're still pushing, you're still doing honest work, or you just want to see the best in everything without really wanting anything. Sometimes you feel more pain pain is like pain is everything is one, right? Everything is one. It has different systems. That means you're not really in control because it's one on me. You're not really in control because it's one of you. The mind is in control. This is just our body. This is just the skin. The mind is the authority, the decision maker, caretaker, the worker, other complexities. Alright? So the mind actually controls everything you do in reality. The mind controls. This essentially means that your body doesn't really matter the way in which I was talking to myself. The mind doesn't really matter in the way in which as much as the mind. What I'm saying right now is what my mind is saying. So it's a kind of paradoxical. Mine is you. I am my mind. What I see around me is what my mind is, the power of my mind. What I see around me is the power of my mind. What I feel, what I is the power of my mind. I feel, what I see, what I, right. What I get so far is the power of my mind, and bam. So the mind has laws, authorities, decision making, because I am my mind. I am my mind. I am my mind. So the shadow and your reflection and everything is your mind. Alright? Your mind I choose to watch myself, watch my shadow, work on all of these things. So to be a person, to be yourself, is to be a mind. Not to be like in your body or anything like that. Is to live in your mind. Just like this little graph I made here. Like this, little graph here. Is your mind, everything within it. It has the feelings, and then it has what you see. So everything connected, because everything is a system. Everything depends on itself. So your mind is a system that has depth, the same as every other system. So in order for your mind to work optimally, the system has to work. The system has to be working effectively. It needs to have caretakers, authority, decision makers, workers, and other complexities that flow and it tries to grow you up as a stronger person. Right? So that is the mind. So if I don't follow not just other system laws and all of these things, it wouldn't, how to say it, if I follow, whether I follow or don't follow other systems, laws and authorities, what really matters is if you follow your own laws and make sure your system is up to par before you can follow other systems, before you could build up other systems or start other systems. So the mind is where it starts, not the body, and not it's the mind. The clearer and cleaner your mind is the more further you'll reach. And without the mind, you are nothing. Right? Straight up. Right? If the mind says, wow, this is hard and thing, guess what? The mind made that decision, your body isn't moving anywhere. Right? The mind made that decision, not your body. Just remember that, right? So the stronger your mind is the better, right? If your mind says, oh, I'm going to lose or whatever, and if you don't put things into place with your body, well, guess what? Bam. So the mind is where it is at. You need to enforce systems, systems, caretakers, authority, decision makers, workers, and other complexities into the mind for it to work up to standard. And it's a system. The mind is a part of both worlds, as I said. It has the physical, and then it has the other side, right? It has the other side. What is the other side like? Well, if you don't have what is the other side like? The other side is how you see the world, where you put yourself in terms of a day-to-day basis, like what you believe. Whatever you believe, the mind will put you there, whether good or bad or whatever. The mind doesn't care about words or whatever, it doesn't care. It just cares about your belief. It cares about. So the mind is a part of the system of which you live in, literally. Where you are in the system is where your mind is. Okay? Literally. If you are a day-to-day worker, or not really what you're doing, but how you're feeling, how you think other people see you, how you feel about yourself. That is the mind, that is belief. And it's not just like how you see yourself, it's about like how you feel, how you believe you see yourself. It's not about how you see yourself in reality, it's about how you feel in both worlds at the same time, in the shadow and in the physical. So it is very, very deep, that depth, and you know, time is also a concept. So this is time. Imagine this as time, right? With every moment in time, right? There's always a moment in time. Moving forward, if you think that you keep, if you see yourself as a person who thinks that you're not going anywhere in life and you're not doing anything about it with your body, your mind, right, isn't going to make decisions. Well, it's like this. If you think, let me start over. If you think that you're a person you're not, you feel like you wouldn't do anything in life good, deep down inside, you feel that way. Your mind will somehow manipulate reality into doing things that will keep you down, but at the same time it's trying to make you stronger. But if you keep that belief, you'll see reality in a way as, you know, it's hard, and you know, people out to get you and you can't make it. So it's how you structure your mind. The only way I could really think that way is if you don't really have any system caretakers, no enforcements, no proper decision making, no working, you know. So in order to be at that level your whole life, it has to be that, you know, you don't really believe in anything actually. You don't really believe in yourself, and you know, it goes the same way in every direction, right? If you believe in others more than yourself, well, guess what? Yeah, you know, shit happens. Well, shit doesn't happen, but shit happens to other people, but not really for you. If you know, you believe in just being the same every day without improving, but at the same time, anything you believe will come true. You know, if you believe that, yeah, but I'm going to make it, and you know, your mind will do the same thing, will create obstacles and test your strength over and over and over again, you know, as with everybody, you know. And you have to keep strong, you know, in the process. You have to have a strong mindset. You have to have systematic caretaker system. You have enforcements in terms of enforcing personal laws and all of these things, decision making skills, and you have workers. So but you have to be working, you know, you have to have laws, personal laws, personal belief, and all of these things. Now the belief aspect now is another complication. If you believe that you're going to make it in a, you know, a more beneficial way in terms of our society and all of these things, the mind already knows. The mind makes all the decisions. So if you think that you're going to make it and you're working towards it and everything falls into place so far, and you know, you're not getting no problems, not no problems meaning like you're not stagnant in terms of growing. Well, the mind put you there, you know, because you within yourself believe deep down that, you know, you're going to make it, and bam bam bam. But you need, in order to do that, you need to have all of these things in practice. You know, everything has to be done to a T, not all the time, but over time, because everything is a rhythm. You know, your system's never built in a day, you know, so over time, step by step, you know, the steps will begin, you know, a little bit rough, but eventually it will get easier and easier. Not really easier and easier, but well, it get easier and easier the stronger you get. You know, I should say that, yeah, get easier and easier the stronger you get, because you're so used to it that the system built, you build the system, you see their mind for it, so you get less problems. So you go up these steps, and piece by piece you make it. So all because of a belief. Sounds simple, sounds extremely simple, which it is, you know, because your mind is everything. Right, so step by step you just go up the ladder, go up the steps, make yourself stronger. You create more systems within systems within systems. You know, you create a complexities as you're going along building up systems. Alright, so remember, everything has depth, everything is systems, and that you know, you just have to apply yourself, and it wouldn't be easy, but eventually, throughout time, because time is always moving, you know, time is a concept, it always is, time is, you know, so your mind reveal all things without you even, to some people, some aspects, you know, you wouldn't even know that, you know, but that is why you need to stay connected with the feelings, with the other world, with your beliefs. You know, this is the beliefs, this is what this is what constructs, you know, the physical. This is the mind, the shadow is the mind. This is what constructs the physical. You know, what you believe deep down inside is not the physical. The physical is just the surface, and the shadow is where the actual decisions and all of these things take place. Alright, so it gets deep. Deep. This is why I need to stay connected with that self. Stay healthy, stay consistent. Ask yourself questions, don't just ignore yourself. And for the moment you ignore yourself, imagine a system that doesn't really care about the people, and that is where the problem comes. The people eventually gets fed up and they move out of the system. Like picture, and even like that, not even people, just picture like a leaf that not getting enough water, and or like a tree that not getting enough water. Eventually our plant eventually just dries up and system crumbles. So so just have to keep wetting the plants, taking care of it, and the system that you built strengthens up and is ready for the dry season. So you have to be consistent, checking up on yourself, checking up on your mind. Things falls into place. Alright, the system needs it. Alright, the mind is a system. The mind is the most powerful system you have. Alright, so stay learning, stay trying to understand new things, because you can always improve upon a system. A system never really stops evolving, I should say. It always has more to do. We live in everything after all. The mind is the most complex thing you have by everything. Everything is in mind, so keep believing and you'll get where you need to go, or you'll get where you believe you deserve to go. So the shadow and the physical. So that's it for tonight. Alright, so we just recap about myself. Nothing changes on every scale. Examples in a system: your caretakers, authority, decision makers, workers, and other complexities. Example of systems: we had a nervous system, solar system, we have circulatory system, and colonies. Everything in us is a system. Other examples: we have the house. House has a roof, it has doors, windows, walls. Everything has a purpose. Everything in our system has a purpose. The roof to keep out the rain and sunlight. Alright, we have doors to keep you in and out safely. Windows to let in the sunlight. Walls to keep the house and you safe and solid. Everything has depth. So everything in a house is physical. We had the walls are made up of concrete and water and all these and other variables, You had doors that make up of wood, sometimes steel, aluminum. That came from a tree. The tree had a system, and everything has depth. Like you keep going, you can never stop going on anything actually, even everything. So everything has a story. Everything has, and the story has story, and bam, bam, bam. A person has a system. A person has system. The human body has systems. Right? A system is something that needs a complex multitude of things to work and operate in every direction. They are systems. Right? Right. Body. That's not the body is dependent on systems to keep it running and flowing great. There are complexities of the body. Right? The mind is the most powerful system we have. It shows us and guides us. Our mind is the system. Our mind is everything. The mind has systems within it. Right? So I went over that before. Let's go over it one more time before I close off. So the mind is what processes how we feel in the body, in our body. You know, it feels how we feel the physical items, how we feel within us. Alright, how we see things, how we see the physical, and then we have what we can't see but we still feel. You know, like our beliefs. When we're making a decision, how we feel about this, how we feel about that, we're weighing up our options. So what we can't see is that, right? How we see ourselves moving forward. This is how we feel, you know. Alright, this is a shadow. Right? This is how we feel. So over time, how we feel about ourselves and our surroundings, either good or bad, it will reveal itself through time. Either way, without you even like doing anything, or like you just have to get a belief and work towards that belief. Work it out without either good or bad, and time will reveal everything. Right? So it's just that simple. So everything has a purpose. You need to have a purpose. Right? If you don't have a purpose, you'll just be stuck on the line, going in a stagnant way. But if you have a purpose, you have a belief, you go up these stairs, you know, you show yourself, you know, you build up multiple systems within yourself, and from that it shows externally that you are a person that can build systems, and from that it will reveal itself over time. And you know, those systems, always you have to always update those systems, improve it. Once you're doing that from within and you keep doing those things, everything from the shadow will reveal itself in the physical. That is how it works. In my world, that is how it works. You know, it's a very hard thing to do, but the difficulty is how you have your mindset. You know, because certain things certain systems, the mind wouldn't really find it very sustainable long term, and deep within you wouldn't find it sustainable if it's draining all the other systems like your body and those around you. The mind, your mind will decide if it's really, all these things, right? When your mind makes a decision from within, it's up to you to really acknowledge the decision. If you keep ignoring it, well, the decision shows itself, within the shadow. You feel it, and once you feel that, it will reveal itself in the physical, right? That's how it works. So it's like a mirror of sorts that is always reflecting, right? So that's it for tonight. This has been a good talk, right? This has been a good talk. Doesn't usually like to say or describe things, but this has been a good talk, right? A good meaning progressive. A lot of data was shared here, a lot of information. So I hope you learned something from it. Whoever watching this, do what you want with that information. Yeah, it was a good talk, progressive talk, I should say. Right, so hope you have a good life. Just remember, time reveals all things, whether good or bad. Time doesn't care. You know what I mean? Live your life however you want to live it. Do whatever. Just do whatever. Yeah. Consequence. Do whatever. Either way, time reveals all things. Right, so for me personally, I am on a journey to be the best version of myself. Yeah. My mind and my mind, I should say, I am on a journey to be the best version of myself, both in the shadow and in the physical. Alright, so over time will reveal how good I did. Either way, it's always good to be alive and doing stuff. Yeah, doing stuff is good. Alright, so hope you have a good time reveal, I should say. And yeah, that's me for now. About my deconstructing fear. As I said before, everything is within the mind. Right? This is a video here, deconstructing fear. As I said before, everything is within the mind, so it doesn't really fear is just another mind, is a point you are in your mind. So just remember that whatever you think about the outside world and yourself is all in the mind, right? So keep that in mind. Fear is just what you make it. Okay, that's me for tonight, and until next time.